Hey there, YouTube. Back with another Vampire Counts quick battle. Bringing my relatively standard build here, optimized for Lizardmen. This time I did end up bringing a unit of Blood Knights, which is a little bit different than what I've done in the past, and subbed out a unit of Graveguard and a couple other things for another zombie, a couple spearmen. Dropped a Crypt Horror again so I could have enough money for the Blood Knights here. Also brought Fellbats in the event that there were some Chameleon Skinks to worry about. But I've got another special treat for you all. So here's another Dread Saurian game. So this is just the regular Dread Saurian, but my opponent has brought the Star Chamber Guardians, which are a great choice for this. Mazdamundi on Zlak, a Bastildon Solar Engine, and a couple of regular light infantry with one more Temple Guard. Additionally, he brought a Skink Priest of Heavens, which I think he accidentally left over there. So we'll see what he ends up doing with that. I'm going to fast forward it here a little bit because I actually could not see my opponent at the beginning. So I was looking to hide my cavalry because I assumed he couldn't see me as well. But then I scout him out with the bats, and funnily enough, I get him to shoot his lord with the solar engine here, so it doesn't end up doing too much damage. But Mazdamundi did take, let's see here, about 100 damage, so nothing crazy, but fun stuff nonetheless. That pisses my opponent off, though, so he starts advancing. Again, I'm going to fast forward here because I'm really just trying to get position. I thought about moving into the forest here, but I don't really have the initiative, so I'm kind of at the mercy of my opponent. I see him positioning over here, so now I have to immediately pivot, because as soon as he gets that Bastildon solar engine firing, I'm going to be in trouble. I do get a Gaze of Nagash down onto the Dread Saurian for a little bit of free damage. He takes quite a bit from it. I think he starts with about 11k. Yeah, so a little under 1,000 damage. Not too bad for 1/7 Winds of Magic spell. And we're back at it. Bastildon firing in at my Necromancer here, trying to slow down my winds. I'm looking to get my Dire Wolves into the back and shut down that Bastildon. Mazdamundi comes in for a nice charge here onto the zombies. Yeah, that's going to be a winning battle for Mazdamundi. Oops, wrong key there. And then we look for, yet again, to get another surround on the Lord. So we use the spears to hold back the Shredder and all the infantry. And we go for a surround with the Crypt Horrors. Mazdamundi gets a banishment down, but again, on the Crypt Horrors, that's not going to do too much damage. But it does kind of walk its way towards the Spearman. Oh, and it just barely touches them. So, unfortunately, my Banshee got isolated, but I'll take that trade for locking down Mazdamundi here. So we're going to start beating down Mazdamundi while I get my Cav into the back to shut down the solar engine. And I've got Kemmler hidden in the forest here. He's just taking pock shots with the Gaze and Nagash. And Mazdamundi is winning this combat here. Nice Curse of the Midnight Wind for my opponent. He still hasn't brought over his Skink Priest of Heavens, which is so unfortunate. He must have just forgot to bring it over here when in the deployment. So again, getting Kemmler in there for some action, and I think I've summoned Krell already. No, maybe here comes Krell right here. Nope, another zombie summon just to keep Mazdamundi locked down. And the Temple Guard are making their way over. So they broke through the Spearmen, no doubt due to that banishment for sure. And Mazdamundi is free, which is super unfortunate that we weren't able to beat him down. But now we've traded Mazdamundi for the Shredder, or sorry, just a regular Dread Saurian. So now we're going to use the Crypt Horrors to keep Mazdamundi out, along with the Blood Knights. He does net down Heinrich, which probably would have been useful. Let's see if the Bastildon, just barely misses and hits the Crypt Horrors instead. Looks like he does take out a Blood Knight with that, but we've got both of the two big monsters kind of isolated. And now I'm just looking to get my Cav around to lock down this solar engine so it can stop shooting at me. Again, super unfortunate that my Banshee's stuck out here fighting light infantry and Temple Guard. I really would like it to be chasing down that Dread Saurian, which I do eventually get her over there. And her leadership has stabilized, so she might be able to do a little bit more work before she goes. Great move by my opponent to use the Temple Guard and the Skink to block out my contingent that was chasing Mazdamundi. Krell's in here now though, doing work to the Dread Saurian. Unfortunately, he's tar pitted by his own units here. Can't get quite through the zombies to get to his target. Super unfortunate stuff there. The Banshee's going to crumble away. Super unfortunate again. Get a nice charge from the Blood Knights into the back of these Star Chamber Guardians before we pull them out and look to get after Mazamundi again. Another Gaze and a Gash right into the face of the Dread Saurian, and who big ruination of cities for my opponent, followed up by a Tempest or a Banishment. Big work, absolutely shredding my Graveguard. See you later, nice to know ya. But now, little does he know, he's freed Krell, the beast, himself, and he's going to rout off that Dread Saurian. Let's see how much damage value Krell's gotten. Not bad, 2,000 damage onto the Dread Saurian. Pretty good. Dread Saurian's wavering and the balance power is shifting in my favor. There goes the Dread Saurian, so now I'm going to get these Black Knights free to hopefully chase him off. But Mazamundi does block these Black Knights, but he doesn't block these ones, so we're able to chase that Dread Saurian off the field. Now we just got kind of a blob fight going in here. Krell beating down the Sorscar veteran. He's terrified. Krell probably doesn't have much longer left, so we got to beat down Mazamundi before it gets too late here. Blood Knights are free and clear now, though. We shattered those skinks, and they're going in for a charge on the Bastillodon, who's trying desperately to free the Dread Saurian, but that Dread Saurian is long gone. Mazamundi's getting beat down. Okay, here comes the charge. Counter charge from the Bastillodon. Really good stuff there for my opponent. Super great micro from him. But yeah, Mazamundi's wavering now, so that's going to be all she wrote for my opponent. We're going to get us around on the Bastillodon, and we can just chase Mazamundi off here. So that's going to be it. My opponent concedes. Great game to him. I love seeing the Dread Saurian builds. Works really well with Mazamundi. I think he probably should have used that net a little bit more liberally to snipe Kemmler a little bit earlier. Super unfortunate map to be playing this build, actually, because of the deployment zones. And then that dreaded tactical reserves, unfortunately, leaving his Skink Priest off to the side. So all in all, good game. I think maybe if he could have had that Skink Priest over there, maybe it would have been a different game, but who knows. Blood Knights did well. Crypt Horrors did well. Great weapons about paid for themselves. Graveguard did well. I don't really expect much from the Spearmen, but even they did pretty good over here. 350 damage value from Spearmen, that's pretty solid. And then the 4 Gazes of Nagash did about 4,000 damage to that Dread Saurian, so pretty good stuff. Alright, that'll do it for this one, so let me know what you guys think of the video. Please consider giving it a like, and please subscribe as well. See you in the next one.